All right. It's been a while, but welcome back to the Coach Boz Show. This is Bobby Blackjack, Seton Hall graduate, Seton Hall super fan with the great Coach Tony Bozzella. How are you, Coach?
Bob, nice to be back. Nice to see all our fans out there.
And of course, once again, joining us, our special guest, KAE Satterfield. Kay, how you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, so it's been a while. So, Coach, real quick, and Kay as well. Season's over. Now you're heading up to Connecticut for the Big East Women's Big East tournament. What are your thoughts on the season, Coach? If you were to give a letter grade, what would you, and Kay as well?
I'd say a B. We fought through a lot. We are obviously with the Big East having an unbalanced schedule. We play the toughest schedule there is, and that's a tribute to our kids. We've only played with our full team for one of the 29 games. So the kids have overcome a lot of adversity. With that being said, we blew an 8-point lead in the third quarter against Creighton. We, had UConn as an 8-point game in the fourth quarter. Marquette, we had tied with 4 minutes to go. Like, we didn't win any of those games, Bob, and that's disappointing. We lost 2 games early in the semester at home that we normally, were very good at home, and it was frustrating. But I think we're as healthy as we've been all year. I think the kids are motivated and ready to play their best basketball of the year. So we're excited for it. We really are.
Excellent. Okay, how did your season go? Personally?
Personally, I think it went well. It's not over yet. Trying to stretch it out as long as I can, especially with this being my last year. And as a team, I think, like Coach B said, we've had to fight through a lot of adversity this season. But now we're to the point where it's win or go home, and we're not trying to go home.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Kay, what are your aspirations beyond this season? I know you've played. We discussed in earlier shows that you played overseas this past summer. What's your next step for you in your basketball career?
Definitely to be a pro, um, whether it be WNBA overseas, just working on being a pro. I've had agents and people reach out to me, but I'm really just trying to focus on finishing my college career strong.
Fantastic, fantastic.
And she's going to
Um,
have a lot of opportunities, Bob, both on the court and off the court. I mean, like I said, she's a tremendous personality. She's had a really solid year. She's a unique player that I think is even more suited for the professional game as opposed to the amateur game.
yeah, I've noticed in several games. I was in attendance covering the team. Okay, you are very, very good at handling the ball as well. So you're kind of like that point forward. Where you can definitely take the ball up the court. You can help out the guards when needed, and of course shoot the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think with this new generation, we call it big guards.
yeah, yeah,
Big guards, okay.
yeah. And Bob, she's so gifted in so many things. Obviously, her dad was a fantastic player, but she's got a lot of qualities of her mother. Her mother's very competitive, very tough, smart, very smart. So the combination of her parents, she's just a unique player, and I think wherever she ends up, she's going to do really, really well.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
So what's your prognosis for the Big East tournament, Coach and Kay? Um, Again, we discussed this. I don't want to beat a dead horse here. You got UConn there, who it's so almost like everybody's playing for second place.
well, I would have thought that, and UConn's had a great year, and congratulations to them finishing the season undefeated. But both times we played them were very competitive games. We're down 8 in the fourth quarter the first time, 10 at half the second time, and did not score the ball. And we never played them at full strength. And they've always played us at basically full strength ever since they had the injuries from the beginning of the year. You take nothing away from them, but we want to focus on one game at a time. DePaul is going to be a really hard game for us. They're talented. They score a lot of points. They've played very well the last month of the year. So we're just 100% focused on DePaul. If we get lucky or are fortunate, to play Connecticut, then that means we would have won 3 games. So let's just take one game at a time and one quarter at a time and see what happens.
Let's get back to a question that was burning on my mind. The show. what are your thoughts, both of you, on Caitlin Clark and what has brought and will bring to the women's basketball game, college basketball game?
Personally, I love it. All she's doing is shining the light on women's basketball or women's sports. Period. Um, being able to break all these records and being the leader of the NCAA, that's a amazing accomplishment for anyone, let alone a female basketball player. So I think it's great for us. It's great for the people that came before us, and the young people that's coming up after us.
Coach?
I agree. I think it was very well said, Kay. I mean, her and all these kids that are bringing great notoriety to basketball. I mean, look at the year South Carolina had. I mean, Coach Staley, has an undefeated season. She's done a great job. I think she's a tremendous role model for her players. She puts up with no baloney. She's very disciplined in what they do. That's just another thing. You look at the game, obviously Caitlin, and I just think we have a lot of great stories to be told, including the lady to my right. We have some great basketball stories, and people don't realize everything Kay's been through. Top 50 recruit in the country, a tremendous high school player, won a national championship in high school. Those things are fine. I mean, started at Ohio State, went to Xavier, and now it's had just a tremendous year for us this year, battling through a lot. So there's a lot of different stories. I think Caitlin's opened up the doors for a lot of these kids to tell their other stories. I'm hoping she's in the Final Four. I do. I just think it would be great for the game. And, I just think there's just so many great stories to tell that she's allowing them to be opened.
Oh, it's okay. Your aspirations, you said, were to make the WNBA. Do they have a similar process like the men do, where there's combines for both the, like I believe the men have like a combine for the fringe players who then can go up to the bigger combine. How does it work with the WNBA as far as getting on the map and getting into those combines to be seen by the professionals there?
Yeah, it's really just advocating for yourself and working hard during college. There are opportunities to go to camp, but the WNBA starts up pretty much right as soon as the college season is done. So it's a little different from the men. When their college season is over, they have a few months to prepare. For the women, it's much less. It's shorter time period.
Yeah, and Kay will have some help from us and also from her representation about getting into camp. All we want to do is get Kay into a camp. Like when Kay gets in that camp, they're going to see the different skills that she can possess that aren't even shown in the college game. So we got to get her into that, Bob. And if not, then she'll play overseas for a year and then showcase those skills and then have a lot of time to come back and make, a camp and do all those things. But our goal is after our season ends, just get her in a WNBA camp, whatever one it might be.
It's okay. Playing overseas, any preference where you want to play? If you had a choice yourself?
No preference. I really like Puerto Rico, but that's just the place that I was at the longest. But my dad played overseas for several years, so I was able to travel the country, see the good parts and the bad parts, and places that I might not want to go again. I had a few countries like that this past summer that I don't really feel like I would want to go back there, but no preference. I'm just open to everything.
Excellent. So, Coach, I remember way back when Big East Media Day in October, we spoke a couple seconds, and I asked you if this was a team that would get to the NCAAs. Again, hopefully, I was playing the mother Seton that you have a nice run in the Big East tournament. But would the NIT still be something you want to do for your ladies?
Absolutely. I mean, the NIT is still a prestigious tournament. I don't care what anyone says. We're one of the few teams in the Big East that's qualified for postseason the last 5 years in a row. So, I'm not certainly taking anything away from any of these other postseasons. That postseason run where we went to the finals was a tremendous opportunity. If we could bring any type of national championship home to our school, we're going to do it, and we're going to do the best we can. And I want to give these kids more and more games to showcase their talents and do as well as they did. Bob, people don't realize we won 16 games. UNLV, which only has 2 losses. We blew a fourth quarter lead against Marquette. We blew a fourth quarter lead against Creighton. We blew, we never played fully healthy all year. I mean, we blew a fourth quarter lead against St. John's. I mean, games. We were so close. Our net ranking is 65, which is still even better than our men who are in the tournament. Like, the
Exactly,
men's
right?
game and the women's game is so different. And I want our men to get in. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying we've had 16 wins. We have never played the same starting lineup more than 3 or 4 games in a row. And we have had a lot of success and a lot of close games. So can this team win 4 games in the Big East? I'm taking it one game at a time. And if we win 1, then let's try and win 2. If we win 2, let's try and win 3. And win 3, try and win 4. But wherever happens, this team is certainly a postseason team. And I'm proud of the girls. A lot of kids have never played in postseason in our program. So for them to be able to do that, and like Kay was on the postseason team last year, but she wasn't the integral part. This year, she's an integral part. So wherever we play, we want the opportunity to continue to play and deliver some sort of postseason bid, get to play in front of our fans again, if that's what it may be. I'm proud of our kids for that. And it's hard to get in the postseason. Half our league's not even qualified. A school like DePaul has a tremendous, reputation. They're not qualified. Providence can't qualify. Butler can't qualify. Xavier can't qualify. Georgetown, they would give anything to get into the postseason. And we've obviously had a better year than they did, sweeping them and everything. And they've had a good year. So, people poo-poo postseason. Well, most of the teams don't get a chance to play in the postseason.
Well, yeah, and also not only helps you this year with the ladies getting more playing time, right? Someone like Kay, more opportunities to be seen, but also helps in the future. Girls now are watching Seton Hall, playing in a postseason tournament, and hopefully becomes a magnet for them coming to the program.
Yeah, you don't see Rutgers playing any postseason tournament. You don't see any of our local schools playing in a postseason tournament except us. So it's a big deal to us. It really is. So our goal is just to focus on Friday at 1:30. Let's try and win that game. Let's win the first quarter. Let's win the second quarter. Win the third quarter. Win the fourth quarter, and try and play.
Well, I can attest being there live at Walsh Gym. Pretty much more than half the season watching the ladies play. You guys will be fun to watch in the postseason. Again, your brand this year is way different than the past couple of years, and it should be really exciting to watch. Starting this Friday.
Absolutely, and before we go, why don't we touch on Kay's off the court accomplishments and what she's had with a little of her podcast and all that stuff. Why don't you talk about that? No, seriously, I think it's fantastic.
We're gonna put a podcast on Certain Sports. Come on, Kay.
No, I just the camera loves me and I love it back.
Yeah, I think it loves you, and you are doing a great job. Tell them a little bit about what you've done.
What do you do about it? Tell us about your podcast.
So it's called KAE's Island, and I just, ask my teammates or my coaches, funny questions or things that, just puts a smile on people's faces.
Yeah, and it's great. We're going to do a KAE's Island tomorrow before as we get to Mohegan. So I'm going to have her do that tomorrow. She's fantastic. I got to tell you, Bob, people should look at her. And then you talk about as a person. You talk about playing at the next level. She's got all the skill. She also has the mindset, the teamwork, and she's gonna be a great teammate to our team too. So any of those WNBA teams out there, she's certainly worth bringing into camp. There's no doubt in my mind.
So, Coach, a few more questions. I know you have to hit the road soon. What has your success the past couple of seasons led to? We'll talk about your recruits after the season. We'll do a show after you're done in a few weeks.
Right.
Well, are you bringing in? Are you getting more eyeballs onto your program? Are you getting a better level recruit this year?
You look at people like Kay, old nationally ranked players. We're doing very well recruiting. My prior staff did a great job, led by my recruiting coordinator, Lauren DeFalco. And this group is doing a great job. Cassandra's our recruiting coordinator, has just kept the ball rolling and doing a wonderful job. Dee Dee has been fantastic. Dee Dee Simmons, one of my former great players and a tremendous assistant. They're doing a great job bringing in great talent. We have some tremendous players signed and coming in. 2 kids we can talk about are, Jada Eads from Florida, a dynamic point guard, and Kayla Kraft from Minnesota. Kayla Kraft from Minnesota, another tremendous guard. That are going to be 2 of the top guards in the league right away. So we've done a great job with all that. The staff has worked hard and continue to develop our players. We have 2 other verbal commits as well that are going to be announced in the signing period. So we have 4 kids, and and stuff. When we lose 9 kids, I mean, hopefully 2 of them can come back. Hopefully they will. But we have a lot of good players still remaining, and we've added some good ones, and we'll add 1 or 2 more transfers really well.
Well, Coach, my goal is to be the Jerry Carino of the women's program. So we'll be in touch all season. Of course, I'm looking forward to watching the ladies play. Hopefully, a game or 2 in the postseason after the Big East tournament. I'll be watching Friday morning. And any final? Okay, real quick question for you. One more question. Do you see coaching in your future? I think you have the personality for it.
She does.
I don't know. I don't think I would want to be a coach. Probably more so like I would do some one-on-one training or some mentoring. But I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Excuse me. Yeah, that almost made me choke there, Bob. I'd love to see her on the sidelines and see all the gray hair that she gave us. It'd be great. So
honestly, Coach, you should have a camera on yourself during the game. During the game, because I watched you across the court. You're about as animated as you can get for a college basketball coach.
He gets me going.
Yeah, well, thank you. But they do, and it's been, Bob. On serious note, it's been the best group of kids I've coached. Best people, really has been. I've enjoyed it tremendously.
Yeah, I can tell you. I can just tell you're having fun this year. You had some success again. UNLV was a huge win. I watch the games when I'm not there, and I follow them on the. If I can't watch on TV because whatever, I'm following the box score. So I'm looking forward to more for the 2024 season. Best wishes in Connecticut. If you hope you get that W on Friday, and maybe hit the blackjack tables Friday night.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice, Bob.
Well, hopefully I'll see you in person in a week or so once things sort themselves out. Best wishes, and any final thoughts, Kay?
Nope, just ready to win.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Thanks, Bob.
We'll talk to you soon. Good luck. Thank you.